Hey guys, HappyCattyCrypto here and welcome back to the channel. So if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, hit the notifications bell to stay informed. So for me, one of the biggest plays currently that I have had this year is definitely Ponky. Now I've been putting out content on Ponky for some time. Since the very beginning of the inception of this thing, I really feel like we were part of a very small group that did choose to get involved in this and see where this would go. With so many meme coins in the sector, especially coming from Solana, it's not easy picking what we deem a winner. Now, I've made almost 2000% in gains from Ponky. You can go back, you can look at my videos, and I'm actually preparing a system where my bags will be always public in the future, because I want my YouTube community to know that I am invested in these things and I am in it for the ride with all of you. Now, like I was saying, Ponky has got me so hyped up because what we're seeing is social dominance across the board. And I do mean across the board. So the one thing that I feel every crypto struggles to reach is the ability to shine outside of the existing bubble that they're working in. Even if that bubble's expanding, it needs to expand to the size of reaching the external forces that are the big media players. And we need these people that write articles to go out, do the research, take the time to write these articles about Ponky. And not only are we starting to see articles, but we're actually starting to see people like crypto.com tweet out Ponky is actually a top gainer. And a lot of people, you've got Brett, which is moving exponentially. You've got so many of these different coins that have boomed already. Ponky itself is still below a $250 million market cap. This thing is an absolute steal, in my opinion, because from where I'm sitting, no meme coin does what they do. Instead, they copy what Ponky does. And this is something, if you go around and try to look at the storytelling, it's just not the same. And honestly, they did a space. They've got this partnership with Wintermute, which I think is a really important aspect, because Wintermute themselves, correct me if I'm wrong here in the comment section, but sent WIF to a substantial market cap. Now, with people like that getting involved early, it really starts to introduce a level of FOMO. And I would definitely call it a situation of, once you start to hear about Ponky and you get involved with Ponky, you start to understand that this is a blue chip meme coin. This is something that's going to be around for the indefinite future. It's probably going to be the next SHIB. If not, it's going to be bigger. And the community are heavily convicted to this coin. And what's more important is everything is being done organically. Nothing's being forced, nothing's being pushed, no crazy promises are being put out. And there's a level of amusement that comes with this, because they release these very intricate puzzles. One of them I'm still trying to figure out myself and still trying to see where this is going to lead to. You've got people talking about a Coinbase listing. I don't really want to get into the tinfoil hat side of things, but anything's possible when it comes to coins like this in what we deem an attention market. So let's take a look at what crypto.com tweeted out recently. So this was tweeted yesterday around 11 p.m. So as you can see, Crypto Weekly Stats, they've got Ponky as the biggest mover. So this is a really important point to take in, because if crypto.com themselves are taking interest in seeing this, then they're going to be interested if they're ever contacted by the team, for example. So this can go to a lot of different places moving forward. And you would think to yourself, wow, you know, Ponky is doing really good. As we can see, they've got a lot of social engagement. They've got social dominance, which is playing a huge factor in this, being across all sectors, pushing out tons of GIFs, tons of amazing videos, and just all around great storytelling, in my opinion. Everybody's starting to pick up on this, but once again, it doesn't have any of these major listings. It's really not on any big exchanges. And these big exchanges, right? A lot of people will just not go outside of the bubble. So when it comes down to securing these big listings, it really does have a big effect. So like I was saying, there's not a great deal of articles out there when it comes down to Ponky. And if there is an article, it's merely just mentioning that the prices moved up by a certain amount or the volume's pumping. But overall, there's not a great deal, as you can see. Crypto News being one of the in my opinion, draws a lot of the different news from a lot of different places into a centralized point where you can just more or less see everything without the clutter of all the different adverts and side scrolling things. It's really simple. I like it. And seeing a Ponky advert coming up on here, in my opinion, and from being in crypto this long, this is a very good point to have reached. And I feel like Ponky has reached a point where it's not going to be going down anytime soon. I think this thing is primed to absolutely explode. Currently, with BTC moving downwards, you would say to yourself, well, the market's going to be in a little bit of turmoil, but Ponky's just not stumbling. And once again, these are really important points. It shows us that the community is heavily convicted. It shows that the people that are involved are more interested in keeping their position and possibly watching that position go down, and probably just dollar cost averaging into it. And I've been dollar cost averaging into Ponky on my long-term position, the ones are going to be holding over the next 6 months, so to speak, for how all of this insane movement. But in itself, this is stuff that gets me overly bullish. And the reason why I say overly bullish is because we do get like this. We get ourselves to a point where we tell ourselves in our mind secretly that this is the one. And there's been a lot of times I felt like this with a lot of different things, but Ponky for me, when I first saw it, I just didn't think that. And I didn't really think it until about 2-3 weeks ago, when I started to understand just how much of an impact they're having throughout the market just with their social media dominance. So this article itself actually starts to browse over that, and the Ponky social dominance and social volume spiked again. So after taking a dip, the Ponky social dominance and social volume spiked again, showcasing that this meme coin is again a hot topic in the crypto media and getting attention. So these little meters here are actually really good. You can see a lot more than just Ponky here if you go to the system and you check it out. I'll leave links to it. I'll leave links to the article so you'll be able to go to it. So the increased social dominance and social volume define that the discussions, mentions, and posts about Ponky are increased on social media platforms like X, Reddit, and Telegram. If social metrics surge more, it affects the price positively. So this in itself is insane. And you've got a lot of different people that are talking about the indicators and the RSI curve. I think this thing is at a point of where you can't determine what it's going to do because it's very close to punching another all-time high. So it's at that point, right? FOMO at some point is going to kick in. It's going to start to move. It's going to do a Godzilla candle, and it's just going to get that ball rolling. Now, Robinhood recently acquiring Bitstamp, this opens up a huge amount of doors for a lot of different meme coins to possibly end up on places like Robinhood because of those money transmitter licenses and all of the other different licenses they're going to acquire just by acquiring Bitstamp. So I think there's a lot of good stuff on the horizon for Ponky itself, and more importantly, the overall market being the meme coin market itself. I think these are all really good indicators. So like I was saying, with the RSI curve and stuff like that, I'm more thinking to myself that the point where this is at, and we've gone over this a few times in the video, but I just want to go over this again, is that we've seen a very predictable pattern. In fact, we saw it almost 4 times, where you had 4 of these decent scoops, which is a trader's paradise, an absolute paradise. That first swing being around 780%. The second swing being around 500%. The third swing around 300%, because I'm a little bit higher there. And then once again, this 4th swing was just absolutely monumental. Because normally it starts to slow down, it starts to hold, and trying to get past that first $100 million market cap is very hard. Trying to get past $200 million market cap is very hard. And what I understand is getting to $1 billion market cap is the hardest thing you can do. But once you get to that point, the ball really does start to roll. But with Ponky, I think this ball is rolling far quicker than any other meme coin, realistically, aside the ones that have gone insane. And by insane, I mean literally, for example, like Bone, Book of Meme. It was listed across all of the major exchanges. It was very peculiar. It did a huge God candle. It came back down. and it's just been a trader's paradise since then. And the reason why I say a trader's paradise is because when things are going up, down, and not really going anywhere, in your opinion, these people who do swing trading, it's a haven for them. It's huge gains to make. They can hold very, very small positions with decent amounts of leverage, and they can really use and abuse the market to their benefit. But moving forward, this is over the course of 156 days. I would say if we measure it, so let's go from the very beginning. Let's bring it to an exact date. So currently looking at, why is that removed the date? So very annoying. So the 26th of December last year. So we are halfway through the year, 6th month of the year. So it's around 6 months, give or take. So not long. I've seen a lot of meme coins during my time of covering things. And like I said, this thing is standing out like a huge shining diamond on a very black surface. It's going to be interesting to see how this moves forward, how this pans out. But for those of you who have grabbed this, give me a shout out in the comments section if you grabbed back here on that first section there and you're still holding here, because the gains have been monumental. My first grab was back here, and to the pinnacle, it's a silly amount. It's an absolute silly amount. So I've got a bag that I've been keeping long term, 6 months, and then I've got a smaller bag on MEXC that I'm just playing with, and I'm just working to the best of my ability and doing what the market's pushing me towards doing. And I think this is a really important point, because then it doesn't lead you into a position where you want to sell your long-term position to make some gains, to feel good and kind of get the wins. You're getting the wins and you're learning a lot more with a smaller bag. So these are really important points to take away from this, but I'll leave links to Ponky in here. It's listed on a lot of different places. Currently, it's listed on Bybit. You've got OKX, Gate.io, HTX, Bitget, Wuex, Poloniex, Bitmart, LBank, Bitrue, and MEXC. Do ensure to come to the correct places. Don't just search the coin on your favorite exchange and tap the first one. There's definitely going to be fakes out there. We are in a time when all of the scamming is going to be heightened. They're going to be there. They're going to be waiting like werewolves in the night. So just be careful whatever you do. Links to everything in the description. Absolutely huge shout out to the Ponky team, huge shout out to Affy, all of the people working behind the scenes, and a huge shout out to the community as well, because you are all the ones that are pushing this, and the conviction level is so high. It's nice from my perspective to see that and to see everybody truly committed to Ponky. So we'll keep covering it, we'll keep coming back, we'll keep touching base, and we'll keep watching that chart go up. And other than that, like I was saying at the beginning, if you're new here, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, comment, hit the notifications bell to stay informed. And just beware of scammers, doppelgangers, anybody pretending to be. I'll catch you in the next one.